All right, y'all, good morning. How are you doing this morning? We're back out here. I'll go over the conditions here in just a second because they are actually kind of phenomenal today. Let me get you guys squared away though. We have got some really good current, and I mean some really good current. We might potentially, they're going to actually ramp it up a little bit more too. We might actually be able to walk baits today, which that would be super sweet. But first things first, we got to catch bait. So I come down to this, the bait spot that I like fishing. There is actually two other spots that I found that had these yellow bass loaded up. But I'm going to start in this area, so I figure we'll just run here. But yeah, that's the first thing we got to do. So it's that time of year where I'll definitely burn an hour or two in the morning trying to catch bait. Try to get down below them because I don't need the live scope for this because I know exactly how this little spot lays out, and so we're just going to kind of get down below it. I think right about in here would be the ticket. But yeah, these old yellow bass, they have just been stacked up right here. A lot of spotted bass, a lot of white bass, saugers. But it's gonna be kind of neat today. There we go, already. That's a bass. I think it's a bass. It's a something. No, it's a yellow bass, or I mean a white bass. Easy, easy. That's how we get hooked here, buddy. Okay. See if we can get us a yeller bass. And with this current being here, they're going to be even more stacked up right up here. You can see all I'm doing, I'm taking that blade bait like you see me do before, just yo-yoing it off the bottom because they're dead on the bottom right there. Because right where that day marker is, there's a hump kind of right out in front of this. There's a little trough that comes out, and then these old fish are kind of hanging out back behind. There he is. I knew today they would just be absolutely stacked here, the way this current is. There's a yellow bass. Heck yeah, come on in here, buddy. No, I ain't either. That's another. Well, dang it. Where's the yellow bass at? There we go. But yeah, I figure we'd have stuff definitely stacked up right here. Because even when there's no current, there's still fish stacked up here. But when there is current, they just all pile in right there. Just had one hit it. We'll just see how much deeper they are. They may not be awfully deep. Get a cast right up on that hump. There we go. What is he? I had to guess a white bass. Nope, that's a yellow bass. Heck yeah, come on in here, buddy. That's a good size one too. Get up on that hump again. It kind of seems like it's where they've always been. Sometimes they'll shift back. But today they're probably, like right there, they're probably tight right on it. Decent fish, probably foul hooked if anything. That's what I'm saying, man. A lot of these fish, they'll just swipe at it, just accidentally get hooked. Yeah, that's a big white bass there. Come on in here, buddy. Yeah, I'm saying if you just eat it, this wouldn't be a big problem. Here's a fish, another bass. There he is. Another bass. Could be the case. Maybe these little spots here, maybe they're just kind of taking over. But like I said, there's just a ton of these out here, a ton of them. All right, we finally got set up. We were catching bait right over here. This is a big underwater point, and I like sitting off the tip of this underwater point because we have caught some good fish here now that we've got the current to sit here. But the thing is, I pulled out here to get set up. I was cutting bait up and everything, and we had a barge come through, so I had to move right back over and get out of his way because we are definitely in the way because they gotta swing the back of the barge around to make this turn up above us. And so I moved over there and I went ahead and I got the bait cut up, got the top put up. Barge went by. I pulled right back out here, and then I was just kind of sitting here. I was like, man, it sounds like another barge coming to the river. Well, you can see the waves and stuff. Sure enough, so I had to go back over there, park, wait for that barge to go by. So now we finally got rods in the water. I think we're good for a little while as far as barges. But I definitely wanted to hurry up and get back out here, like you've heard me say. Even though we have current, a lot of times that when them barges come through, man, they just stir up so much stuff and sometimes get them inactive fish moving a little bit. But we're set up. I got my typical float rig. I do got the double hook rig or high-low rig out now, and then a regular float rig. So I don't know. We'll give this. Let's see, what time is it? We'll give this 30 minutes, and then there's another little spot I want to hit, and there's a point, and then we're just going to just continue to hit as much as we possibly can. Give it about 30 minutes. We're going to hit structure, holes. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I'm pretty sure I got plenty of bait for today. We ended up catching a few more. That last time I went back over there to get out of that first barge's way, I ended up catching like 2 more yellow bass. So I think we're good. We'll find out. If nothing else, I got some bluegill in there too from yesterday. But I hope we do a lot better than we did yesterday for sure, because we fished all day yesterday. Well, most of the day yesterday. We only caught one little blue and had one other bite. So now we've got a little bit more current. I'm going to try to focus more on these things that create current breaks, which would be underwater points, which would be holes, which would be main river points, stuff like that. So we're going to definitely hit some of that stuff, and then of course, like I said, move on up. We're going to hit a bunch more structure. Just try to get as much in as we can. We're honestly just looking for one fish today, and that's kind of the theme. I hope we get it. But yeah, we're just looking for one fish today. All right, only a few little bites at spot 1. On to spot 2. Interesting. We did have a few bites, but like I said, nothing spectacular. This spot here, there's really nothing here except for an underwater point. So it is most definitely hit or miss. Most times. Now the next one, kind of sort of the same. The third little spot I want to try is definitely loaded with structure. So I'm hoping for better results there. And we'll just keep moving. Like I said, we'll do 30 minutes in each spot-ish. See what we can't make happen today. Kind of excited. I'm just waiting for one of these old rods to just absolutely fold and have us a good one on it. All right, y'all, we're at spot number 2. We got a kind of a nice little, I don't know, pretty cool little spot here. It's a little creek mouth that goes in. We got a little feeding flat right here, and this is kind of like where the channel swings back to the bank. This is a high spot, but there's a point right up above us. And our next spot's just not too far in front of us. It's got just loaded with structure, which is on the same point. We're fishing a little armpit area that kind of jutes back this way. And I seen some fish coming up here, so we're gonna see if that pans out to anything. Just got the rods out. Just kind of hoping something happens. You know, like I said, we got this spot and we've got several we're gonna hit. We're gonna give this 30 minutes. Hopefully try it. Like I said, when I was coming up, but see, like directly behind us, you know, as we get out, because you can see out in the middle of the channel there, there's some holes right back there. And I'm hoping that, you know, with this bait out, you know, that scent will carry down in there. If there's anything in it, they'll come up and investigate. All right, nothing here, but actually one little bite. Well, I tell you what, if this keeps up, we're gonna do something else. This is terrible. We're gonna go up and hit this point up here that has all this structure on it. But we are definitely gonna do something else if this keeps up, for sure. Okay, let's try this. We got a bunch of structure right off this point. We're surrounded by structure right here. So a lot of times if they're moving, you know, if we can catch a fish moving, they're gonna use this structure to move around, especially in this current. Like I said, we got this, and I'm gonna go try a couple holes, man. If we don't, we don't get bit, we are gonna definitely have to do something different, for sure. All right, y'all, we've got to do something different. We've been sitting fishing these little areas in the hopes that there'd be fish here, but they are not. If they are, they ain't eating. So we're gonna go do some scanning. I'm gonna check out some stuff. We have got to make something happen. Can't have a day like we had yesterday. Actually, we're doing worse than we did yesterday. All right, so we gotta do something different. This is not gonna work. I know these fish are out here. We just got to figure out where. So I'm gonna go up around this point here. We're gonna do some scanning. Oh yeah, right in the structure. And we are gonna see what we can't make happen. Okay, well, we did some scanning, did quite a bit of scanning. I spent the last hour scanning. The most fish I saw was out here in the dead middle of the channel. I was kind of hoping not to have to drag boards today, but it seems like that is the only place that I have been able to see fish is out here in the channel. So, I mean, that's what we're gonna do. But anyway, I wanted to show these off because I'm kind of, you know, with Tyler, I'm kind of proud of these. But these are the new, well, the 2.0 version of Tyler McCormick. He's got this, it's Blue Line Fishing Company, and he's got, you know, the weights down here. Then he's got his own flotation up top here, and these are kind of cool. And I want to try them out. He did make them. It seems like they're just a tad bit shorter, which is, you know, it's even better because you really don't need a really long dragging weight for the most part, but that lift, you know, that little bit of flotation just gives it a better approach, I think, a lot of ways as it comes up over structure and stuff. But like you've heard me say before, it doesn't matter. There's not a single dragging weight out there that will get through every single piece of structure every single time. There's just not. You can figure out ways to, you know, like I said, even with working with Tyler on these weights, you could figure out ways to get hung up less, but there's not one weight out there that's gonna never get hung up. I promise you that. Oh, wow. Wow. On a suspended rod, he absolutely hammered it. Holy cow. He absolutely hammered that thing. Just stay pinned, buddy. God, dog. He's not even a big fish, but he absolutely whacked it. Oh, he's all tangled up. That's, golly, buddy. You definitely wanted that for sure. I mean, you're hooked, you're just wrapped up, and you got it all. Somehow you knocked off that big 10-ounce weight. What is going on? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he knocked off that 10-ounce weight. Holy cow. Not even a, he's not a bad fish. Oh yeah, you did. You got the line wrapped around my little duo clip. Wow. I have to say that's something else. But absolutely hammered that little piece of yellow bass. Heck yeah, buddy. I knew you was gonna do that. You couldn't fight out there, so. Okay. Golly. If you just work with me here, we'd be doing okay. God. Just a 10-pounder, but man, that thing is super hateful. Well, either way, I'm gonna get you out of this boat, man. Thank you. Golly, hateful thing. Does he have it? Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, another suspended fish. Okay. He's not a big one, but it's another fish. God, dog. Tuned up too. Not a terrible one. I'm kind of wondering if we should be suspending. That's what I'm kind of thinking right about now. That's 2 fish on the suspended rod and we're going upriver. I wonder if we might do that. We might go up there to that buoy and actually suspend all this back down. I mean, if nothing, I don't know if we'll catch it. We might catch some big ones doing it. I don't know. You gonna chill out, buddy? But look at that mud on his belly. That's what I'm saying about this current. You know, these conditions, this current, these old fish, they don't like them. They're used to a nice, you know, steady flow around that, you know, 10 to 15,000 range. We start hitting 20,000 and get rid of that hook. We start hitting 20,000 and stuff, and these old fish just, but you can see that mud on his belly. I mean, they are just laid down. That other one was just like it if he would have sat still long enough for us to look at it, but I seen it. Well, heck yeah, buddy, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I almost wonder, because these 3 rods back here they have done absolutely nothing. So let's run up there to that next buoy, and we will change all these over to, well, we'll change 2 more over to suspending, and that's exactly what we'll do. We'll just cut the speed in half, and we'll suspend back down, because I've seen quite a few of them up off the bottom, and that's what's hitting this one here. This one was actually pretty good ways off the bottom. All right, so maybe we kind of figured something out to catch these fish. So let's do that. Let me get a couple of these in. Then what we'll do is we'll rebait. We'll run up there, because these, like I said, these suspended rods or these dragging rods haven't done nothing. So let's suspend. All right, I see fish on the graph. We're gonna suspend them. We're gonna go back at 0.3. We got our drift going on. Let me get these poles down. Not that I really need them a whole lot, but it gets them out of my way. Plus, it helps keep the boat straight. All right, let's get some baits cut up. See what we can't make happen, man. I'll tell you what, that's kind of exciting. I hope this works because we're kind of out of options. So all we needed to do was catch a couple fish to kind of let us know what's going on. Now, granted, those aren't big ones, you know, yada yada, all that stuff, but it's still something. It's better than nothing, I promise you that. Well, yeah, it's we're gonna have to end this day. I absolutely just ran out of time. Man, I really thought this was gonna work. You know, it's kind of a. Well, don't worry, this ain't the end of the video. I'll see you guys in the morning because I can't let these fish outdo us like this. So a lot of the times we have conditions like this that change. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, we had, you know, typical regular current, and they ramped the current up. That's a condition that definitely changed. These fish got to get used to more, and I say figure the fish out, but it's also more so let these fish, or finding areas where these fish are used to this type of condition. So yeah, we're going to get that figured out. But anyway, like I said, I ran out of time for today. So again, I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, y'all, good morning. It is the next morning. We come out here. I ran around. I tried to find some more bait. I did get a few more yellow bass, but I caught some, I had to catch some bluegill this morning. So yeah, that was it. We've been fishing 2 days. Well, that was the second day. And the day before, we only caught one small blue. And then we caught them 2 okay blues yesterday. I don't know. I don't know what's going on this week. I know we got a big high pressure system that's sitting over top of it. Is the reason why it's been as hot and clear and all that stuff. And the fish we caught yesterday, they definitely were pushed in the mud for sure. So I come all the way down to this other end of the river, which we haven't been back here in a minute. I don't think we've been back here since, golly, maybe late spring, you know what I'm saying? So it's been a month or so since we've been down here. But anyway, so I'm off in deeper water right now. That's where I'm starting. Not much out here, but as we go up, man, there was a ton of fish scattered out in the channel. Just activity everywhere. I scanned a large portion of what we're getting ready to fish, and I seen fish everywhere. Now, I didn't see anything of significant size, but I seen fish. So starting off today, or probably the main goal for today, is catch some stinking fish. So that's what we're gonna try to do. I got, like I said, I got bluegill, yellow bass. We're gonna get these baits out, get this boat moving, because we have got to get some fish, y'all. It has just been absolutely tough out here for whatever reason. I mean, I know we've got changing conditions every day, but like I have said in the past, this old river, man, it'll humble you quick. But you know, I also know that in some parts of the river, these fish are active. I mean, they're not dead. Like I'm saying, they're not active this entire stretch of river. They're not. They're active somewhere. And I'm kind of hoping that we kind of may have found a stretch where they are active. And then there was a little spot. Well, I don't know if you remember it, but it's a creek mouth that comes out, and I scanned that dude, and it was absolutely loaded. Now, granted, it had a lot of bait there. So I don't know if that would be the play or not. But that might be something we look at later on today, is going over suspending that. But we're gonna get this going first, because like I said, I seen a lot of, I mean, get this thing fired up when it ever fires up, but I had way more, like the other spots we were fishing didn't have near the activity this place does. Again, I'm not real sure if it means anything, but like that stuff right there, we were lacking so much of that in all the other spots we were fishing. Now all that up there, that's a bunch of other stuff. That could be cats too. But I seen a bunch of stuff, and as we get up towards the shallower water is when I seen way more stuff. And we have, the difference is today, is we have significantly less current than we had the last 2 days, actually. So we're back down to our typical current, which according to the current schedule, we were supposed to have more. That's why I had a whole nother situation in mind. But either way, we got what we got, and I think that could be a lot of the reason why we have the activity we have. Because, like I said, these old fish, they're just not used to that faster current that we had. Now, like the current we got today, this is absolutely perfect. It's optimal current. And these are what these fish are used to. So hopefully that all works out in our favor. Just catch fish. That's the goal for today. I'm always out here trying to catch big fish and stuff like that. Well, that hadn't panned out in the last couple of days. So today we are mainly focused on just catching fish. If we can figure out this whole put a few in the boat thing, you know, and then maybe come across a good one, you know, we'll play all that by ear. But first things first, we've got to put some fish in the boat. Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. Well, he was pulling a little bit of drag there on that bluegill. I was kind of afraid that was going to be the issue. Heck yeah. I took my eyes off the rods for a second, and boy, he hammered it. All I heard was drag peeling off the reel. Hopefully he stays pinned. Man, I'll tell you what, y'all, this feels pretty good. We fished 2 days for 3 fish. Said I just seen a lot more activity here. Now, with this type of activity, with what I see out here, this could also, you know, turn into a time of day thing also. Ooh, boy, pulled a little drag there. Oh man. Yeah, like I said, this feels good. We've only had one little bite on that suspended rod so far, and then this one. Which he's not a big fish, don't get me wrong. We're moving forward at 0.4 and we got the current going, you know. He's got a lot of things working with him at this point. But he's not a terrible fish. But if we actually get him in the boat, he will be the skunk buster for today. And it's a fish caught. That's exactly what we're looking for today. Come on, buddy. Get on up here. I had so much line out. Started out in like 56 feet of water. Yep, not a terrible fish. I am so glad to have him. I promise you that. Because the bite has absolutely been tough out here. Come on, buddy. Get in here. Heck yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, buddy. Yeah, that's a solid 10, 11 pounder. Close to 12 if I had to guess. Yeah, not a terrible fish. Nah, I say 10 pounds. Looking at him pretty good, about 10 pounder. Good start. I do appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Oh, man. All right, well, let me get another piece of bluegills. That's what that fish ate. So I slowed the boat down. I was going like 0.6 for a while because we were kind of sort of getting bit at 0.4. So I went to 0.5 and then ended up at 0.6. And boy, we didn't get no bites at 0.6. So I backed it back down to 0.3 and we have been getting steady bites, but nothing spectacular. But I'll show you what we're targeting here. So we got, like, that's the main channel, that's the deep edge. It's over on that side, but there is a lot of rock right over there, so it's kind of hard to drag. But you can see how this just really fans out. So we're kind of sticking in here around that 40, 45, 47 foot mark. And there's been a lot of fish. Like when we get to this little kick out right here, there's gonna be fish there. You know, we're already starting to come up on fish. But dang it, they just have not wanted to commit 100% on these baits. Like we've had bites. I mean, they've come up, they've grabbed it, they've pulled it down, then let go. You know, it's kind of been the thing, just like this fish. Of course, that fish probably would have got hooked up if it wouldn't have got knocked back into the bait, or the hook wouldn't have got knocked back into the bait. But, I mean, we definitely found a fish. We're all over them. We're in them, around them, going through them. But they just want nothing to do with what we got going on out there so far. Not aggressively, anyway. Oop, there we go, there we go, there we go. I think he's got it. Yeah, he's got it. Good deal. I say we're just coming through too many fish, y'all. Too many fish to not be getting bit, you know. I guess the first step in all of this is put yourself around fish, then hopefully you get bit. But good deal. Well, I mean, we've gotten several bites, don't get me wrong, but none of them are committing to the bait. Come on, buddy. Again, not a monster, but hey, like I said, the first step in all of this is to catch fish. We have had a lack of that the last couple of days. Come on, little dude. I don't mind them. Don't mind them one bit. Let's get you over on this side. We got a little shade on the deck over here still. I mean, not a dink. Not what we're after. I mean, we're always after the big ones, but easy, 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 easy. The old fat thing, it might be a bunch of air. Ah, dog, would you quit? Old dummy. Oh yeah, you are absolutely full of air, buddy. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Let me get that tended to. By God, he must have come out from the deeper side out there. There we go. This old fat belly thing. Yep, not a terrible fish, like I said, right? We just got to catch fish. That's all I'm concerned about today. Heck yeah, buddy, appreciate that. Because we have just put ourselves in the absolute wrong areas the last couple of days, and that happens. You gonna come undone? You gonna come undone? It appears you are not. I don't know what the heck's up here for me to get hung on. Well, it has been steadily trying to get hung up down this outside board. I'll give you all a little update. I mean, we have had multiple bites. I mean, no huge takedowns, nothing like that, but just a lot of bites, which we're coming through a lot of fish. To only have caught 2 fish, this is kind of it's kind of disheartening to see, honestly, because when I scanned this area and I seen the fish activity and how many fish were here, shoo, buddy, it was quite a few. To only have just 2 fish and just the amount of bites that we've had. I mean, you would think that we would have accidentally caught more than that by now, for sure. because we just had one that smacked that board, pulled it back, and then just let go. That's super, super disheartening. Well, we got one that's playing with it again, but I don't know. Dang it. You got it, buddy? You got it? Yeah, he's got it. Little dude. We come up here shallow and there's a bunch more fish, but they're all about this size. Quite a few of them this size up here. My little dude. Hey, right now action's action. That's a fact. Action's action right now. Yeah, come on, little dude. Easy, easy, easy. Yeah, we have had a lack of action. Easy, easy. Little buddy, I do appreciate it though, for sure. Because it has been a tough go of it the last few days. Yep, little dude. Well, I appreciate that, thank you. Like I said, there is a bunch of these up here. I think we're gonna move though. I think we're gonna go check out a different area. Because we have just been coming through a ton of those and I haven't seen anything, again, significant. So I think we are going to pull these in and go try a different stretch of river. We have got to make something happen today, that's a fact. You got it, buddy? Yeah, he's got it. Another. Well, he's bigger than that last one we caught for sure. Sitting here chilling. Had a couple bites on the ones back there. Oh yeah. Come on, buddy. Heck yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Just stomp that piece of, what did I have on there? I think I had a piece of bluegill on there. Yeah, I did have a piece of bluegill on there. Heck yeah, buddy. Pooping out shells, are you? Yeah, your belly is full of them. Holy cow, that's probably why they're up here. I bet it's a big shell bed also up here. Well, heck yeah, buddy, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, he was full of shells. All right, well, let me get another piece of bluegill down there. Well, all right, y'all, that's gonna do it for this one. Oh man, I tell you what, it's tough when when it takes 2 days to get a good video or a decent video together. But that's fine. It is what it is. Well, I've definitely been off the mark for some reason. We've been around fish, like especially earlier this morning, we were around fish. Just could not get them to bite. So I don't know. We're gonna definitely have to focus on, golly, just trying to find some feeding fish. And I'm not real sure what the deal is. Honestly, I don't. There's a number of things I've got rolling around in my head, but I'm just not 100% sure what the exact issue is. You know, weather's been pretty consistent. Current's been somewhat consistent. It's a little bit higher than normal. Well, it's definitely higher than normal, but I just don't know. I don't know. Because I try to base a lot of what I do, you know, a little bit of what I do. Obviously, it changes from year to year, but I try to base a little bit of what I do off of what worked last year. And so far, a lot of that really hasn't, I mean, especially for this time of year, it has not paid off. We were usually hammering some big ones by now, and that's what I was kind of looking forward to, you know, when we hit the post spawn, which we definitely had a post spawn, you know what I mean? We definitely had it. It's just kind of weird. But it's definitely something we're gonna figure out. I know we will. We'll come out here and we'll get some things dialed in. Ain't no big thing. It's just one of the things that we got to work through every single year. You know, I mean, it's not just certain times of year. I mean, it could be like last week. We had a pretty good week, and then this week, it's been a struggle. It's been an absolute struggle. So we'll get through it. We'll figure it out, though. Like I said, it don't keep me off the water. I do know a handful of guys that would probably just not come out and fish, and I mean, I guess that's cool. You get better things to do, but I can't do that. I can't let. I mean, I may get beat out here a whole week, you know, and not figure nothing out. But we're gonna figure it out. That's what I like about, you know, sometimes when the bite's good, it's a lot of fun. But when the bite's tough, it just really, really makes you think. And you've heard me say, if you've been following me a minute, you've heard me say this a bunch. You know, I learned way more from the days I struggle than I ever do when I just, you know, out here just hammering fish. And the takeaway from the day is that being around a bunch of fish didn't necessarily mean we were going to get bit. Now, the way we were doing it, I was getting a lot more bites on the suspended rod, but I did a lot of that yesterday when I noticed kind of sort of the same thing, and I actually suspended drifted a bunch of water and I didn't catch any fish. So it's kind of one of them, keep trying something until it works, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I think what I need to do is oh, there's a bite. We had one good bite on this one over here than that one, but I need to focus on a stretch of river. I'm trying to cover too much water at two different times. So we're going to probably stick to this end a little bit further south and just try to see if we can't get something figured out in this stretch of water. So that way it kind of condenses the area. It's a lot of different stuff to fish, still a lot of water to fish, but it's not running 20 miles this way and running back up 15 miles this way and go back 10 miles that way, you know what I'm saying? So it's that's kind of what we did today, like an idiot, burned up a bunch of gas. But there was a lot of things I want to try, but we could check off a lot of stuff on a day-to-day list out here, or like I said, up in this area closer to the steam plant. So we're gonna give that a shot going forward, see what we can't make happen, come across at least one decent one at some point, but we'll get it figured out though. I ain't worried about that. I've had several days like this, and like I said, it just makes you think outside the box, makes you really kind of narrow your focus in, and next thing you know, you're catching fish again. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna continue doing. But I guess with all that being said, I appreciate you watching this one, and I'll catch you in the next one.